Justina. You look lovely.
Did
oh,
you
we're just thrilled.
Over just for this too? Seriously.
Oh.
You look so beautiful, Justine. Thank you.
Just gorgeous. Hi, Emily. Hi, you guys. How are you?
Good to see you.
I'll go back and just say, you guys all look so classy.
Whoa. I thought the flyover was a nice touch. You know, the jet flyover a moment ago. I thought, you know, you don't see that just every wedding.
Special day. En nombre de Justine, Juan Pablo y sus familias, os doy la bienvenida a Ravenswood. Sois una parte muy importante de la vida de Justine y Juan Pablo y por ello os quieren agradecer que hayáis venido desde tan lejos para compartir este día tan importante. Me gustaría agradecer especialmente a la familia de Juan Pablo que ha venido desde Cádiz. Muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Always been compassionate, thoughtful, and hilariously silly. Oh, I'm so filled with love, I can't even think. I ask for your continued love and honesty, and in return, I give you my vow that I will always care for you, challenge you, and hug you when you are feeling little. Today, I choose you as my partner forever. Pablo, has sido mi querido compañero durante los últimos 5 años. Durante todos estos años has sido compasionado, genial y cachondo que te cagas. Hoy te pido que continúes así con tu amor y honestidad y a cambio te doy mi palabra de que siempre cuidaré, estimularé y abrazaré cuando te sientas frágil y pequeñito. Hoy te elijo como mi pareja para siempre.
Justine? Oh.
No.
Justine, te quiero dar las gracias por compartir mis momentos buenos, malos y raros. Has sido la persona más especial de mi vida durante los últimos 5 años y hoy te pido que lo sigas siendo para siempre. A cambio, prometo amarte, quererte, serte fiel, protegerte y hacerte feliz para el resto de nuestras vidas. Justine, I want to thank you for sharing my good, bad and weird moments. You have been the most special person for me in my life for the last 5 years, and today I want to ask you to keep being like this forever. In exchange, I promise to love you, to make you happy, to protect and to be there for you for the rest of our lives.
Justine, do you promise to always love, support, and inspire Pablo?
Oh, yes, I do.
Juan Pablo, Juan Pablo, ¿prometes amar, respetar y ayudar a Justine para siempre?
Lo prometo.
We pronounce you husband and wife. Finalizamos la ceremonia con la tradición judía de romper los vasos de vino. Existen muchas justificaciones con esta tradición. Para aquellos que no lo sepáis, esta tradición simboliza la fragilidad del matrimonio y significa el final de la ceremonia y el comienzo de la celebración.
We will conclude the ceremony with the Jewish tradition of the breaking of the wine glass. There have been many stories explaining this tradition. For those of us here today, it serves to remind us of the fragility of marriage and to signify the end of the ceremony and the start of the celebration.
Después de que Justine y Juan Pablo rompan el vaso juntos, y a la de 3, os invito a que conmigo les deseéis muchísima suerte gritando Mazel Tov, que significa enhorabuena en Yiddish.
As Justine and Pablo break the glass together on trays, I invite you all to join me in wishing them good luck by shouting Mazel Tov, which means congratulations in Yiddish.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Mazel tov!
Really? I'm so glad to hear that. I want everything. It's okay. I've been waiting for 100 years.
Yeah, me too.
No. I already have one. I want
Go get the hors d'oeuvre.
Oh, just shiitake mushroom. And it's the best tasting mushroom I've ever had in my entire life. Eat it. It's my gift to you.
And they're really good. I've had 3.
I'll share it.
No, share with her.
It's very hearty. It's worth sharing. I have one of them, by the way.
She's sharing.
I feel bad. It's like from like a bride's disaster.
It's fun. Hung out with my new friends.
Try it. It's really good.
Take nourishment, Justine. Take nourishment. You look gorgeous. You look.
Hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Welcome back. That was very beautiful. Thank you very much. We're now going to turn to Justine's really good friend Lizzie, who is actually one of the very few people who was with Justine the night that she met Pablo at a bar. And she's
Yeah, this is your daughter.
and so she's going to tell us a little bit about the night that they met.
We don't want to.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Lizzie. I've been one of Justine's good friends for a very long time, and I think they put me early in the program because I was there the night that Justine and Pablo met. At the time that Justine and Pablo met, we were at a bar called Amber. Kelly was right, they did meet at a bar. And I'm not really sure why exactly we were there. One of our friends really wanted to go there. And we got there, and it was a little late, especially for Justine. She wasn't really one to stay out late those days. And in looking for a seat, she stepped on Pablo's foot, and they started talking. And she sat on a speaker all night and talked to Pablo that whole evening, and we were all ready to go. And Justine wanted to stay. Also, very out of character for her to be out so late. But that night, Justine took a chance on love, and she met Pablo, and they've been inseparable ever since. So, here's to the bride and groom. Where's my drink? Cheers to you. I couldn't think of a more serendipitous occasion, and I'm really happy for both of you.
Woo-hoo!
Sounds like a horse.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jeannie.
I'm Justine's mom, so I've known her for a long time. And I would like to give you a short biography about Justine. Okay. So Justine started out as a very little, tiny baby. She was 5 pounds something ounces. And she was really into her mom. So she was kind of all over me, literally and figuratively. And then she grew a little older into a very feisty and strong-willed toddler who just adored her sister Amy, wanted to go wherever Amy went, and whenever she wasn't allowed to go with Amy, she would shout, "No!" and stomp her little foot and shake her little head full of these tight blonde curls. She looked like a little Harpo Marx. And then Justine went into her wild and crazy, noisy, bouncy, raucous, laughing, silly, funny stage, where she was just talking a mile a minute all the time, and she was almost completely unintelligible. For about 7 years, we didn't catch anything she was saying. And that was also the period of time when the family could not go out to eat in a restaurant, because if we did, Justine would be so funny and so silly, and she'd crack up her sisters, and they'd be laughing, and their drinks would be coming out of their noses, and I'd have to grab Justine and take her out, and wait until she calmed down, which took about 3 or 4 years. And then she got into her stage of life where she was about 12 years old, and she was elected class president of the 5th grade. And the school had a project of a newspaper recycling bin. And this was before people had recycling in their homes. And it was a very big project. And she would go into school about an hour early and stay about an hour late, work through her lunch periods and her recess periods. Yes. And this was Justine, the workaholic and the organizationalaholic. Yeah. And then just a few more years go by, and Justine enters her stage of having the biggest, most tender, empathetic, compassionate heart, where she took on the pain and sorrows and suffering of all her friends and all her acquaintances. Yeah, we've got some of them here. And all the people she didn't know, and the whole world. It was just too much of a good thing. Then Justine went away to college, and she discovered something. She discovered that there were books that were interesting to read besides the Babysitter's Club series. And the rest of us discovered something very interesting, which was that she had a real brain. Yes, she kept it pretty hidden. But then she became very educated and intellectual and a deep thinker. And then she finished college, and she came home, and she stayed there for about 10 minutes. She went out and found herself a grown-up job and a grown-up living arrangement, and she went off and started her grown-up life in San Francisco. Is that funny?
Over there. I am not getting a table over. No. Nobody was there. The wind just cracked just right. I don't see salts on the table.
Okay.
All's well.
Okay, I was coming up to my good line here, too. And then, one day, she walked into a bar and met her true love. And now, we have the golden age of Justine, where it's everything all rolled in together. She's still got that brain, and she knows what to use it for. And she's still as grown up and independent, and she's got that wonderful heart, and she works like a crazy person.